He wakes up in a fountain right in front of the Magic Academy. Before he can even figure out how he got there, a group of bullies catches his attention. They laugh, admiring how well he serves as a punching bag. He tries to ask who they are, but that only annoys their leader. The guy grabs Leon by the hair and drags him deeper into the fountain. That's when Leon understands what's going on. He uses his water magic and blasts the bullies away. The main bully can't understand how this loser suddenly became so strong. When Leon steps out of the fountain, his presence alone terrifies them, and they run away in fear. Well, it couldn't be any other way. After all, the strongest archmage in history just ended up in a student's body. Leon Klein was a hero of his era, the man who defeated the Demon King Belfar and brought peace to the kingdom of unknown origin. Leon was celebrated by the entire realm for his heroics on that fateful day. Now you would think that the time for his retirement had arrived. Time for him to marry a beautiful woman like Princess Sarah and live a fulfilling life. However, fate had other plans. The king tasked him with one last mission, a final assignment that would mark the end of his journey as a hero. Reportedly, there was a cave harboring monsters, the last remnants of the Demon King's army. The king wanted him to investigate the cavern and return with positive results. After all, everyone who had entered that cave up until now had returned defeated. Naturally, the king had high hopes for the Demon Kingslayer to secure a victory. Leon knew what he had to do. He couldn't stand seeing the people he held dear under threat. He had to eradicate the last remnants of the Demon King for the sake of the children, the very orphans who looked up to him as a role model. So our boy picked up the gig without suspecting a thing, and a prince known as Shark was tasked with guiding him. The day of his departure finally arrived, and Prince Shark eventually led our hero into the corrupt cave. Once they were deep inside, Prince Shark revealed his true intentions by piercing the hero from the back. The weapon was laced with lethal poison, making Leon's death inevitable. You see, Prince Shark had always perceived Leon as a threat to his authority and absolute power. Not to mention, he thought Leon was stealing his girl, Queen Sarah. However, our boy made his intentions clear. He wasn't trying to score any chicks, nor did he care about political power. He was merely driven by the sheer love he harbored for the people around him, especially the orphan kids who looked up to him. As it turns out, this slimy scumbag had already claimed the lives of those kids, making sure no one remained alive to carry out Leon's will. This bastard was literally such a lowly piece of trash that calling him a devil would be an insult to the devil. He eventually kicked our boy down into the cavern's throat, leaving him there to die a slow death from the poison. However, our boy managed to survive the fall, finding himself in the Earth's maw. Not long after, an enigmatic skeleton creature popped out of nowhere, ready to attack him. Leon utilized his magic powers and obliterated the monster with a fireball. To his surprise, a system interface appeared and counted his kill. With one enemy down, he still had almost 1,000,000 to slaughter. Only then would he be able to finish the secret quest his fall had triggered. Another creature lunged at him, meeting the same fate, and his kill count rose by 1 again. Leon failed to understand his situation, but he continued to massacre monsters left and right, hoping he would find the exit one day. Years passed. The only thing that helped him brave that perilous trial was his burning desire for revenge against the bastard who betrayed him. By the time he reached 100,000 kills, he acquired Dark Attribute Magic, a type of power our boy had no prior knowledge of. He repeated this cycle in that grueling hell of swarming monsters for 10 straight years. Finally, upon hitting 1,000,000 kills, he fulfilled the quest's requirements, and an arcane door opened right before his eyes. Leon walked through the gate without thinking twice. His situation couldn't get any worse than it already was. Surprisingly enough, he found himself smack dab in the middle of a pond. When he gathered himself, he realized he was staring at an educational institute. The story hadn't even properly started before a few institute bullies showed up to pick on an easy target. They addressed our boy as Kurabane, a name that felt strangely unfamiliar to our young lad. Since he didn't even know who these punks were, our boy inquired about it naturally. Of course, the leader of the goons got pissed. He grabbed the hero by the head and dipped him into the water, trying to make sure he stopped acting dumb and recalled everything. On the other hand, Leon had no clue what the hell was going on. He used one of his magic spells, Armor Flood, and blew those suckers away like trash bags. The goons failed to understand how a wimp just pulled off such a Chad move. These guys made a wise decision and hightailed it out of there before they got their asses whooped any further. Just as our boy was trying to gather his thoughts, he heard a strange sound. An arcane voice was absolutely amazed by how our boy just blew those losers out of the water, even though his magic was currently suppressed. The uncanny voice led Leon somewhere private, finally materializing into a little girl. The girl immediately jumped to hug him out of the blue, leaving him confused with a lot of swirling questions he wanted this little doll to answer. She began by introducing herself as Luna, the goddess's messenger. Long story short, she was a guide for the dead. Leon had actually passed away the moment he was pushed into the cavern's throat. The world he was currently living in was an entirely different reality from the one he once knew. As for the body he possessed, it belonged to a boy named Kurabane, a native resident of this world. Leon took a moment to digest it all, eventually questioning the reason behind his transfer to this world. It seems our boy is going to get all his daunting questions answered, because a massive gate materializes before them. By crossing it, he will find the truth. On the other side of the gate lies a barren land, and right in front of them stands a familiar monster known as Gransaurus, a creature who once served the demon lord Belfar. Seeing this creature causes our boy to shudder a little. This isn't your average Joe. Back then, it literally took him 3 days to defeat this monster. However, Luna assures him that using his new magic powers will make defeating this creature a walk in the park. Speaking of which, Leon remembers the dark attribute magic he was granted while grinding his ass off to finish that secret quest. The beast lunges at its target with no mercy. Our boy doesn't hesitate before tapping into the darkness. His swirling dark magic helps him shatter the magic barrier the monster surrounds itself with, and then he conjures up deadly dark claws to nip that bastard by the neck. Just that one technique is enough to snuff out the mighty creature's life. Luna breaks into a happy dance seeing our boy one-shot that massive beast. Even Leon himself is boggled after witnessing the hidden potential he possesses. This only makes him even more curious about his situation, and he demands this lowly spill the beans without further ado. A while passes, and it looks like our boy has finally learned the ropes. Turns out, the Demon King Belfar will be paying a visit to this world too. The gate from earlier was formed due to the Demon King's influence on this realm. If they leave that gate unchecked, the world might plunge into destruction with the appearance of the monsters. This is why the goddess specifically handpicked him, to keep a check and balance in this world. As he ponders his situation further, he notices a familiar crest marked on a fluttering flag. It doesn't take our boy long to figure out where he saw this crest last time. It belongs to the same bastard who pushed him to his death. If this crest is here, it means that Shark has crossed into this world as well. The burning desire for revenge causes his clenched fists to shake uncontrollably, so much so that even Luna notices it. But she can't dwell on it any further and vanishes into thin air, fearing exposure. Someone is coming, and that someone is a female student who wishes to talk to our boy. She sensed a gate appearing right around the area and wants to inquire about it. Before Leon can respond, Luna telepathically insists he conceal the information she seeks and act obtuse. The boy does as he is told, leaving the girl questioning whether what she sensed was actually a false alarm. She then turns her attention toward our boy, recognizing him as the same student involved with the goons earlier. For all the inconvenience he had to bear due to those delinquents, she sincerely apologizes. However, our boy assures her to straighten up, since it isn't something she should be apologizing for. For one thing, this girl is very upright and well-mannered. Anyhow, the girl decides to be on her way since what she sensed appears to be a total false alarm. Once she is gone, Luna pops right back up, glazing over that charming lady who has the exceptional senses to sniff out the presence of a gate. Luna believes that this girl is a potential candidate for a love interest, just like in any typical school novel. Night descends, and our boy finally makes his way to his dorm room, only to find curses and insults plastered all across his door. The student body responsible for this heinous yet low-level crime is already standing around the corridor, snickering like a bunch of cowardly hyenas. Nonetheless, Leon prefers to avoid these people who are beneath him and proceeds to get into his room. Inside, Luna launches a full-blown tirade when he settles in, furious that those guys dared to write such low-level stuff. My guy isn't really bothered by it and prefers to discuss more urgent matters. He wants to learn a little about this institute. That crest he noticed on the flag is the same one Prince Shark wore. Perhaps Shark also crossed into this world along with the Demon King. Sadly enough, Luna doesn't have the details he wants. She is just as clueless about this world. Although she has been peeking into this reality to guide our boy, she hasn't noticed the prince at all. This leaves our boy no choice but to investigate and explore the secrets of this world himself. With the shining sun marking the beginning of the next day, our boy gets ready for his first day at the academy. After tidying up his hair and donning his uniform, he walks through the crowd of students, making his way toward his department. He is attracting way too much attention, with all eyes glued in his direction. After all, my guy's attitude and the aura he exudes totally command the room, and he deserves every bit of it. In the few classes he takes, he learns a few fundamental things about this world. A few years ago, mysterious spaces called gates started appearing all around the globe. Simultaneously, people who could use magic also emerged. In order to combat this situation, people who possessed innate magical talent started raiding these gates, farming valuable items and minerals along the way. These raiders were dubbed Seekers. With the increasing number of magic users wanting to become Seekers, the need for institutes to nurture these talents arose. Thus, this sacred Imperial Academy came into existence. It is a safe haven for those who aspire to become seekers. Do you recall that girl who came after our boy looking for a gate? Yup, that girl is this academy's student council president. Her name is Izumiya Makoto. She is currently impressing everyone out on the school fields with her exceptional magic talent, and our boy watches her from the class window. After class, as he walks through the corridor, he comes across the same thugs he dealt with yesterday. By the way, our boy's name in this world is Kurobana-kun. The one with the ugliest face, who is also the leader of these goons, steps forward, wanting our boy to run an errand for them. But my guy, being the Chad he is, gets on the bastard's nerves with a sharp yet simple jab. The thug loses his patience, especially since he already wants to relieve the pent-up frustration caused by yesterday's humiliation. As fate would have it, Izumiya arrives at that perfect moment, witnessing this unfair bastard about to unleash a lethal magic spell at his victim. She yells a warning at the thug to freeze, but her warning comes all too late. The bastard ends up unleashing his spell. Our boy doesn't sit around idly either. He taps into his dark attribute magic and gobbles up that piece of stone the bastard conjures. Literally, that giant boulder vanishes into thin air, leaving the bastard's jaw hitting the floor. My guy doesn't stop aura farming there. He just walks past this chump without a care in the world, ignoring the council president as well. After classes, Kurobane returns to his dormitory, only to find a threat note from that same scumbag, demanding our boy meet him in the training grounds. Luna suggests he simply overlook this idiot. Kurobane, however, is willing to give this guy what he is asking for. This will also act as a step toward diminishing the hindrances in his path. Hearing this, Luna gets fired up, ready to deal with the menace. During the night, our boy finally meets those thugs in the training ground, just as they expected. The leader puts his goons on standby since he wants a one-on-one fair duel. He wants to teach the lesson he thinks our boy deserves. Similarly, Kurobane wants his opponent to never mess with him again if he wins the duel. As expected, the bastard cracks up in his signature anime laughter, thinking he is the one calling the shots. My guy, on the other hand, stays unhinged and challenges this clown to charge forward without wasting precious time. Kurobane's bravado gets on the bastard's nerves. Instead of the one-on-one duel he asked for, the bastard doesn't even bother to honor his own words and calls forth his goons to attack. The unsuspecting goons charge right into their demise without thinking twice. The scummy, slimy leader feels really proud of himself after lying about the fair fight. But my guy remains unbothered. For all he cares, even if 100 of these bastards came at him at once, it wouldn't be a problem. With a mere flick of his hand, he conjures up dark attribute magic, using a technique called Denial Mirror. This allows our boy to turn their attacks back against them. That single spell is enough to knock these bastards out of the competition. The gang leader is left with his jaw suspended in the air. He knows he has royally screwed up by pissing off our boy, and my guy isn't thinking of forgiving the bastards who dare to launch a sneak attack behind his back. The leader has no clue what kind of mess he has gotten himself into. You see, in this world, magic is categorized into 4 attributes: wind, water, fire, and earth. The kind of magic our boy wields doesn't fall into any of those categories. The bully is having a mental breakdown over how the once useless Kurobane is wielding such unheard of magic. The bastard realizes too late that he has only screwed himself further by calling Kurobane useless in that critical moment. Our boy is absolutely livid, and he isn't going to let a scumbag walk the face of the earth until he changes his shitty attitude. The goon thinks his pesky fire magic can save him, but he is proven wrong soon enough when my guy knocks him out cold with the help of his dark arts. Kurobane doesn't just put this guy to sleep, he makes sure to suck up all the mana this bastard possesses. A one-of-a-kind ability only a dark attribute magic wielder possesses. Kurobane hopes this will be enough of a lesson for the guy to realize he mustn't bite off more than he can chew. Suddenly the entire place falls into chaos, with urgent sirens blaring to evacuate the area. A gate has appeared within the academy grounds, and the students are told to flee since the threat level is category red, supposedly the highest danger level. Within the dormitory building, students are in utter chaos, scrambling to evacuate, while the council president is there to make sure no student is left behind. A senior is also there to help, urging Izumiya to leave the place as per the headmaster's orders. She too is prohibited from engaging a red category threat. If anyone becomes a casualty in an attempt to battle the gate, the academy will have to bear the responsibility. However, the girl has her own reasons to step in. Not long ago, when a category red gate appeared, the neighboring residents suffered huge damages, and she refuses to let history repeat itself. Not to mention, the only reason this academy exists is to nurture talent that can combat these gates. That's precisely why she intends to take on that gate herself. Meanwhile, monsters have started to pour out of the gate already, with students running away, scared shitless. One even tries to use his earth magic to scare off a following beast, but the creature chews the stone with its jaws and lunges at the student. Luckily, the goddess of the school arrives and takes down multiple beasts at once, saving that student from getting a nibble taken out of his ass. She instructs the student to seek the assistance of his fellow students and evacuate far away. The girl is worried that if this gate isn't stopped immediately, the beasts could make their way into the city, causing unnecessary destruction and panic. With no choice, she is ready to challenge the gate boss herself. Meanwhile, our boy and his lolly, Luna, are watching the goddess take on the challenge and enter the gate. Before proceeding, the boy wants to know how they can close the gate. Luna's response is fairly predictable. All they have to do is defeat the monster that controls the gate, which you can also call the boss. With that in mind, they decide to head right into it without wasting any breath. However, Luna is hesitant about the idea. The dark magic our boy possesses might pack a punch, but not without consuming copious amounts of mana. But my guy isn't willing to sit back and watch the city succumb to destruction. He has to act and neutralize the threat with the best of his abilities. Luna feels proud of the kind of person our boy is. Without hesitating further, they make their move, heading straight for the boss monster. Meanwhile, inside the gate, the student council president has already taken down a bunch of low-level mob beasts. That alone is enough to exhaust her strength and mana. She is learning the hard way that a red gate category isn't something she should have messed with. Things only get worse for her when a massive serpent-like dragon appears right behind her, ready to devour her. But luckily Kurobane manages to make it there on time. He punishes the bastard with his dark attribute for attempting to harm the goddess of the campus. As the monster falls, her eyes linger through the haze, locking onto her savior. Izumiya is starstruck watching her academy mate arrive and decimate the creature in one blow. She thanks him for his help, while Luna is just happy that they saved her in time. Kurobane is glad that Izumiya is in one piece, and yes, the one piece is real. The part that's bothering her the most is the kind of magic he used just now, causing her to even wonder what kind of guy he really is. Instead of focusing on that, our nonchalant king emphasizes that they should first close the gate, reminding her that she came here for that mission in the first place. Izumiya suddenly remembers her real goal and agrees with the idea of finishing things up first. Though, in the back of her head, she just can't seem to pass off Kurobane Ren as an ordinary student. That's because this dude placed dead last during the mock battles conducted at the academy, which means bro had the shittiest grades imaginable. But all of a sudden, he's out here moving like Prime Mike Tyson, especially when he uses that strange magic type. Anyway, they get their feet moving to clear the gate and look for the boss monster. On the way, they're confronted by a bunch of monsters, to which Izumiya activates her aqua prison spell, caging most of them in a vortex of blue, spiraling them in a floating water sphere. Even Luna admits that this student president is impressively strong for her caliber, which is something that our boy likes as Izumiya is fitting for the top evaluated candidate of the Imperial Academy. Suddenly the ground erupts before them, as a titanic golem with a sculpted physique tries to smash them. Our boy dodges the golem's smashing attempt. Retaliating with dark attribute magic, Kurobane casts Blind Edge this time, a powerful beam strike that obliterates the golem in a single blast. Izumiya is left astonished watching the monster crumble away to pieces, realizing that this man is out here moving like a legend. It's not even the fact that he's deploying a unique kind of magic, but rather how effectively he's using each spell alongside perfect casting speed. It's almost as if she was watching an experienced mage, someone who had spent decades on the battlefield before this mediocre fight. Anyway, the duo goes up to confront the boss lair. Kurobane tells the student president to get ready, as both of them step into the room of the gate master. This red noodle is a sick-ass dragon with an amazing design. The beast is formally called a lava dragon, and it's no ordinary threat. Izumiya dubs it an extremely powerful monster documented in their books. And even our boy tells her to be careful, because the creature will rampage with both its fire and tail attacks at long range. The rampage is about to begin when the beast prepares a fire blast using its magic, before erupting a hyper beam like the Pokemon Rayquaza from that one scene in his fight against Deoxys. The tail follows soon after, as Izumiya is caught off guard, and barely manages to avoid being crushed under its weight. It's all thanks to Kurobane's warnings that she managed to prepare for the dodge. Retaliating properly, the student president unleashes a huge icicle lance, only for this dragon to shatter it without even enduring a single scratch. This comes as a sheer shock to her system, because Icicle Lance is literally supposed to be ultra effective against fire attribute creatures, but this lava dragon's sheer heat melted it before it even reached him. The fight's not finished, and Kurobane's ready to kick things up a notch. He lets loose with the spell Deadly Claw, summoning claws of dark magic from the ground to hit the dragon from every direction. At this moment, the lava dragon chooses to use its wings and quickly escape the encounter instead of getting impaled. Luna thinks that this coward monster is cheating, but it's a valid strategy when the monster literally has wings to fly with. Izumiya wasn't expecting things to swing in this direction and asked for directions on their next strategy, prompting our boy to request her to use magic other than her ice ability. The student president assures him that she has access to other forms of magic, which is perfect, because Kurobane instructs her to slow down the creature using such types of magic. Izumiya understands her role here, and trusts our boy's plan to work out. Following this, she immediately taps into wind magic, casting a storm of green before releasing a proper aerial blast. This attack is extremely effective against the flying-type Pokemon, monster. The lava dragon faces difficulty resisting the pull of the wind, forcing it to stop in one place. Luna signals our boy to act with the only opportunity he's got, so Kurobani taps into his special dark magic once more. Void butterflies encircle him as he sends them towards the boss monster, using an ability called the Abyss Ruler. The butterflies surround the creature, until Kurobane goes snap with his fingers, acting like he's Hero X from the anime. The same butterflies are actually detonation traps. Think of them as mini remote grenades, and all of them light up to explode at the same time. This chain reaction is so damn devastating that it annihilates the beast with full-blown impact. Kurobane aura-farms watching the creature get Hiroshimaed in the face. By the end of it all, the lava dragon rots on the ground, wings tattered, skin burned, and defeated.